Did you know UCLA has the largest air conditioner in the history of the world? Did you know that?
I didn't know it.
It's called the Pacific Ocean. See? Good dad joke.
It caught me off guard.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Jerry Neuheisel. I'm the receiver coach here who gets the distinguished pleasure of introducing one of our own, our receiver Kam Brown here. Today, me and him are going to show you around UCLA.
Let's get to it.
To be fair, I actually never given you a tour at UCLA.
I know.
You were here before I ever got the job. So, since you are now been here for 3 years, been a big time player, tell us all about Poly Pavilion right here.
So Poly Pavilion is where we come, we support the basketball team on a great day. It's packed out. We got all the guys on the team just coming to support them. Because they do the same for us. They love to come support us at our games, so we just reciprocate and do the same thing for them.
When you're a UCLA student athlete, you are guaranteed 2 tickets for every single game here.
Also up here, up the hill on Bruin Walk, the line, people will be camped out at 6 in the morning all the way waiting to get tickets for the game. It's an incredible experience.
Have you ever camped out for games?
Luckily, since we get tickets, I haven't had to camp out.
You don't need to. No, you get those exclusive tickets right there. You don't have to do that. So if you look, actually, this is kind of like the main thoroughfare on campus. So we're actually standing right here on Bruin Walk. Did you have to stay in the dorms?
I did. I stayed in the dorms when I first got here. So they're right up the hill, all the way up there. And that's also where the line starts usually, where people camp out. It goes all the way wrapped around. People bring pizzas, blankets, pillows, and some people even sleep out here.
So right here on the corner of Poly Pavilion is probably the guy who is most famous for. This is actually John Wooden. So John Wooden is probably one of the most famous basketball coaches you've ever heard of. He won 11 national championships in 12 years, probably the godfather of Westwood, one of the greatest coaches of all time. He is about as good as it gets, and somebody we try to emulate, and somebody that we look up to, and somebody we take a lot of pride in being a UCLA Bruin.
And he's a legend. He was a great coach who poured into his players every day, and luckily, we got another one right here. He likes to pour into us.
All right, that's it. We're good. We can move on now. We can move on. So, speaking of John Wooden, here is the John Wooden Center. Now, inside you'll find all of the weight room equipment, things like that. To be honest, our football guys don't use it very often. We have our own facility for all that stuff. But this is where you'll find all the rec basketball. Now, I have 3 rules. He will know them. I have 3 rules about playing basketball. 1, you got to dunk on somebody. 2, you got to film it. And 3, if you can't do A or number 1 or number 2, you shouldn't be playing basketball anyway. Right?
Exactly.
We got to stay healthy all the time. Now, how often do you come use this place?
So I'm not the greatest hooper, but any given day you can come up here, find a lot of the guys on the team hanging out, playing basketball, 1-on-1, 3-on-3. So I usually kind of sit there and watch and, just let them do their thing.
That means he's got no jumper. He absolutely has no jumper. Now, if you want to bet, all of a sudden you can come challenge him. We will put his contact information down below. You can come test him one-on-one.
So Jackie Robinson, as you guys know, was one of the greatest athletes of all time. One of the first black athletes to actually play here at UCLA. He was a 4-sport athlete and dedicated a lot of his time here. And the great thing about UCLA, we have a lot of statues and monuments up of him all around campus. So anytime you're walking, you could read up and really just educate yourself on who was here and came before us.
The cool part is, and he will tell you this too, he was a 4-sport All-American. So it was football, baseball, basketball, and track and field. And he actually won a Pac-8, I think at the time, a Pac-8 championship in tennis. He had never played before, but was so athletic, he just went out and killed it one day. I think the guy was sick. He went out and won a championship for the school. So maybe the greatest athlete at UCLA, maybe Kam might be better. I don't know. We just never got a chance to see them play against each other in person.
I don't think I'm on that level yet, but I'll try to get there one day.
This bear is cool. Everyone comes and touches it. I've seen a couple people try to hop up, take pictures on it. I've seen those same people also fall off of it. So please be careful if that is you. But the coolest part is actually during SC week, there's a whole tradition. SC fans try to come and they try to paint this thing red. We go to their fountain and try to paint it blue. And so what we do is we actually board this whole thing up. There's wood on every side, and every UCLA student comes and they sign the board, and it's part of the tradition. Now, there are people who protect the bear. They call them the Bruin protectors. Now, when I was playing football here, which is a long time ago now, but when I was playing football here, I actually spent the last of my scholarship check and bought pizza for everybody who was protecting the bear. Now, I'll be honest, I was not a very good quarterback, but I was the best holder for field goals that maybe ever went to school here. So I actually, with the first field goal against SC at the Rose Bowl, I'll never forget, I went out and the whole crowd started chanting, "Jerry, Jerry," and it was all the guys, the Bruin protectors in the first row that came out and were cheering for me. So when you're here, take care of these guys, and this is one of the coolest traditions we have here at UCLA.
Another great thing about the Bear and being here at UCLA, the architecture of the buildings and the details in the Bear. From a distance, if you're about 50 yards away at night, this almost looks like a real bear. The teeth, this is legit. This is the real deal. So that's what you get when you come here.
So this is Ackerman Union. This is kind of like the main thoroughfare of campus. If you look, this is kind of the main hub. To be honest, sitting on the stairs is great people watching.
Oh, yeah.
But this is like the place to meet. So this is right in between where your classes are at the top of this hill or where athletics are on the top of that hill over there. So this is kind of the main thoroughfare where everyone kind of runs into each other.
So this is a great spot. Luckily, we eat really good at the facility. But, you know, when we get hungry before in between classes, we'll come here. They have Panda Express. They have Carl's Jr. They have a lot of restaurants in there. This is one of our favorite places.
I got a soft spot for Taco Bell. And you're not supposed to eat it all the time. People have a real different opinion about Taco Bell, but it's super good. Now, the first floor here, that's going to be all of your student stores. So that's where most of the guys will come in. They'll buy different gear, things like that. Luckily for our guys, we get all the Jordan gear over at the facility. I don't think they sell this exclusive in there, unfortunately. But that's also where you can buy different things like notebooks, things like that. Everything you need, everything you want to find, all the different students. This is kind of that main thoroughfare, that main hub on campus. All right, so now we're walking up to the front of actually the Hall of Fame in the back of the Morgan Center. So in this building right here is going to be your student center, things like that. Luckily, we do all of our tutoring in the building at the football facility, but this is where their offices are. So if you needed to see them extra hours, things like that, thankfully Kam is a big time 4.0 student over here. So he does not need to spend a ton of time in tutoring, but this is where it is. All the computer labs, we have laptops you can loan out, all those different things. And right here is actually where we're gonna house all the 121, the newest one, volleyball, just winning. So 121 national championships, which we're going to check out.
Yes, sir. So come inside. Let's go.
So we're going to come this way right here. As you come and you take a quick right into here, here's where you're going to find all the national championship trophies. Now, unfortunately, there's not enough room to show 121. We got to make a bigger one to house all of our trophies. Here is actually another cool part. If you look, these are all the watches from all the different bowl games we've been to. So you'll see a couple different Rose Bowl watches, a couple different national championship rings. And as you look, here's the latest one right here. Here's our latest national championship. You've got Troy Aikman's jersey, who I was lucky enough was my babysitter here when my dad was coming here to help him be the quarterback coach. But the other thing you're going to see as you work through here is actually they have an entire replica of John Wooden's office. So here's the original John Wooden office. Now I wish mine looked as cool as this. Unfortunately, I don't have the same kind of swag that John Wooden did, but this is what it looked like back when they were winning all those national championships, back with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Walton and all those guys. But why did you want to be a UCLA Bruin?
You know, I wanted to be a Bruin. My dad grew up in LA, so coming here a lot, visiting family and stuff, it was just a different feeling. Like, I just had a feeling in my heart that this was the place I wanted to be. Being around great people too, great coaches. Student-wise, this is one of the #1 most applied to school in the world. So it's a great school, and they're gonna challenge you academically, physically, and you know, being a part of greatness is something I wanted. You're gonna be in class with straight geniuses, some of the smartest people in the world. So
he won't give himself credit. He is one of those straight geniuses.
Being able to absorb a lot of that information from them and kind of ping pong off people that's an experience that you can't get anywhere else in the world.
Now, football-wise, what about the football team, kind of what we're doing development-wise, things like that, was really exciting to you?
Everything here is super structured. There's a reason behind what you're doing. It's not just go out there and run or whatever. They're gonna build you your character. They're gonna build you as a person, athlete, and really just lay out a full plan of where you come in at as a freshman, 18-year-old, to where you are when you graduate as a senior.
Now, over here to your right is gonna be Kirchhoff Hall. Kirchhoff Hall, now listen, this is not the coolest thing to admit, but I have seen the movie Legally Blonde one too many times, and they called this Harvard. I want to set the record straight. That was all filmed at UCLA, so anytime you thought that was a pretty campus, that was here, right? That scene, they filmed the scene right here. They've all those different things. You'll see a bunch of different spots on campus with all the movies that are filmed here. Now, have you ever been in a movie here?
I haven't, but dude.
Okay, so here's the deal. They film movies pretty much every Sunday. They do it because there's less students on campus, things like that. But when you're walking through on campus on a Sunday, they ask all you guys to be extras.
Yep.
So you can come in, you can be on the back of the movie set. I was in Modern Family. If you see the blonde guy walking in the back of the college thing, that's me. So here's the deal. This is the inverted fountain. If you come up, this actually sounds like it is a river with rapids and all those different things. It is a special place. But as the story goes, when you come here as a freshman, you're supposed to dip your feet in the fountain. Then if you dip your feet in the fountain before you graduate, something will happen. You'll have a 5th year you got to come back for, a class you failed, you got to do all that stuff. But once you graduated, you come here, you put your feet back in the fountain, it becomes like a full circle thing for you here at UCLA. So now you know the full story about the inverted fountain.
This is incredible.
But I would say that I also did take a 5th year here, so I did put my feet in the fountain, so there might be something true to it. But I'd like to say I did not fail a class. I chose to take a 5th year for football eligibility reasons. All right, so now we are at Royce Hall. Royce Hall is part concert hall, part classroom. So I actually took a couple classes in right over there. I've seen a couple performances. I actually missed Jay-Z by a couple years, but Linkin Park did perform there when I was going to school here. They had American Idol auditions. I know you think you can sing. I don't know if they're coming back, but if they do, you're more than welcome to try out. Now, do you know what architecturally makes this building so cool?
So, one side is 1 brick taller than the other. So if you look really closely, it's hard to see.
That's like the last difference. All right, let me set the record straight because he never got the tour. That's on me. I take that full responsibility. I apologize. So the architect believed that only God could be perfect. So he built in 52 differences between the left tower and the right tower, 1 for every Sunday of the year. So if you look on the left, there's 3 windows at the top, there's 2 windows here. There's 3 columns. Now there's 2 windows over there on the left tower that aren't there on the right tower. There's 52 total differences. Now, yes, you name the one difference that is like the hardest one to find.
The hardest one.
And the right tower is 1 brick taller than the left tower. It's actually an optical illusion of the molding right there at the top that makes it look like it's shorter than the left tower. Now, have you taken any classes in Royce Hall?
I have. I've taken a couple classes here. I actually have a class here right now, a discussion. So I'm up here a lot.
How are you doing in that class, by the way?
Oh, easy.
As finals are coming up, how are you doing?
A.
Easy A. Right before we get to Jan steps, we got to mention Powell Library right here. So this is actually the largest research library west of the Mississippi River. It's a great place to go study, great place to meet different people from your class and kind of get a study group together. There's actually a ton more floors below ground that you can't see. So there's about 3 more floors of just different study rooms, different places where you can go, use computers, get books, those different things. Now, I know you go to the library all the time, right?
If you want a mouse, quiet place to study, this is the spot you want to be. When I tell you it's quiet in there, everybody's just doing their research and getting right. Right now, we have finals coming up, so it's packed in there right now. Everybody's getting right for these finals.
How are you going to do on finals?
Oh, I'm good.
Easy A's, easy A's, always easy A's. So right here, we're at the top of the stairs. This is actually, so every week when we play SC, right, we have the Beat SC Bonfire Rally. That's always on a Wednesday. It's right before the manager game, which is the greatest tradition in that whole thing, the manager 7-on-7 game. But the whole team will be up here. We all kind of get together, and now below these stairs from where the grass starts all the way to that fence over there, it'll be wall-to-wall people, everyone getting fired up for the game on that weekend. What's actually behind us right now is Bel-Air. Now that's where Kam hangs out all the time. That's Bel-Air right there. Brentwood is on the hill right over there, and that is Beverly Hills. You are in about as good a location as you possibly can be, right at the base of all 3 of those hills in our little college town that is Westwood. To me, what makes UCLA cool, and you can argue with me, but it can be as big or as small as you want it to be, right? You got everything you need within walking distance, but at the same token, you can also be at the beach that's only 6 miles away. You could be at the airport in 15 minutes. A Laker game. You ever gone to a Laker game?
I've been to one.
Yeah. Laker games are only 20 minutes away. Now, as you walk this way, now you can see this is my favorite view on all of campus. Now, am I not cool if I tell a dad joke right here?
No, you can. You can.
So listen, my dad was actually went to school here. My mom went to school here. My aunts all went to school here. My uncles went to school here. My little brother went to school here. My dad, when he used to give these tours, would stand here at the top of these stairs and would tell you, did you know UCLA has the largest air conditioner in the history of the world? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's called the Pacific Ocean. See, good dad joke.
It caught me off guard.
On the 13th stair right there, that's where Martin Luther King and Malcolm X have spoke. And there's a plaque that remembers exactly where they spoke. You can see it right there. Now, under the 9th stair, there is a old wives' tale that Jans himself is buried underneath the 9th stair. Now, if I believe it or not, that's really for you to decide. I don't think so, but otherwise, maybe he is, maybe he's not. I just don't think that they all of a sudden put a burial ground inside of UCLA. But that's the rumor. So if you want to do some history and want to dig up on it, you can go figure that one out, Kam.
So this is also one of my favorite hangout spots. The hill right now, we have finals going on, so it's kind of empty right now. But it's usually packed out in between classes, after classes. People bring food here, hang out, put their blankets, hammocks set up. Not too long ago, actually, Dante, J. Michael Sturdivant, Kyle Ford, we were all out here in Titus, and they had a tightrope set up with these trees over here. And we thought it was easy, like we thought we were athletes, we could do it, but there's a lot of precision that goes into that and focus.
Were you here with the slip and slide?
I was not here at the
Okay, so
slide.
there was a slip and slide last summer that went all the way from like right here all the way to the bottom of the stairs. They rolled out this big plastic tarp, put a bunch of stuff down, did the slip and slide. So hopefully when it gets warm enough now, we'll get the slip and slide back out so you can try it.
I actually saw a video of a guy here with his skis going from the top all the way down to the bottom. So you guys looked that up to see how that resulted.
It didn't work out well. There's a face plant that's like right over here. All right, so now we're at the bottom of Jan's steps. Now the one thing we totally forgot to mention is all the movies that were filmed here. So if you guys remember that scene in Nutty Professor where he's running up the stairs and he does the Rocky punches at the top of the thing, that was all filmed right here. Now, have you ever run up these stairs to go work out?
I've never run up these stairs, but I'll hit a slow walk, a really slow walk.
Slow walk. Now, over here to our right, this is actually the business school here. So the business school is mostly for your master's programs, but they're actually just implementing this year two new programs. So they're gonna put a sports business program, which is really cool, where they bring in a bunch of old people. Like Draymond Green has spoken in the summer about that, about being an athlete and how to use that to being an investor. They've done a real estate class. There's also an entrepreneurship minor that's over there. And they've got all these incubators. Have you seen Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Okay, so just like Shark Tank, they have a bunch of those incubators, which is basically UCLA student-run businesses that are run out of with UCLA funding. One of them sold for $600 million a couple years ago, which was like an Airbnb for pets. Now, do you ever hang out in those incubators?
I don't, but
should you?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, listen, all you have to do is hang out, hopefully hang around, maybe get 1% of the company. That could have been you on that $600 million deal.
Hope, one day.
One day.
So this is also a cool place where people like to come out. You'll have pickleball set up. And a couple weeks ago, we were actually playing this new game called Jingles that these students had invented. And you're both pitching, trying to hit the target. And Kyle Ford, I like to call it a little luck. He actually hit my pitch way over the building. I like to say it was a little luck, but that's just something that we like to do when you get out of class, heading back to the facility, just interact with the student body.
So now we're standing in front of our team hotel, the hotel here on campus. This is the Luskin Center, right? They've got this restaurant downstairs, Platia. You've ordered room service from a couple times before the game?
My spot.
What do you get when you get it from
I love
Platia?
it. They have an incredible cheeseburger and a chocolate cake.
You get the bacon on the cheeseburger?
I get a little bacon sometime every now and then. With a chocolate cake to top it off, incredible.
To be honest, I've tried the pizza. The pizza's super good here. But this is actually where all of our food comes for the UCLA football team, right? So they do all of the catering right through the restaurant, comes right to us. We spend a lot of money on food. It's about as good as anywhere in the country. I do believe we have the #1 food budget in the country.
Yep.
Now, what are the rooms like when you stay here the night before the game?
Oh, the rooms are incredible. Bathrooms are nice. The beds are, you get the best sleep of your life. And the cool part is our facility is actually right on the other side. So right when we get out of meetings and stuff, we walk across the field and come here and just get ready for the game.
Now, how long does it take you, because this is, we're on campus, how long does it take you to get from here to the Rose Bowl?
It takes me about 10, 12 minutes. It's an easy ride. We're right here at the facility, so we get on the buses, load up, and head over there and get ready to play.
The best part, we get a police escort. Now, for everyone who grew up in LA, everyone talks about the traffic. There's nothing cooler than seeing the 405 with nobody on it, because the cops have stopped everybody for us. It's the coolest feeling in the world. That police escort, for all the LAPD or anybody who does that police escort, thank you very much. It's my favorite thing we do. We thank you guys for coming with us. To be honest, from me, from Kam, this place is special. And it demands a special person who wants to come here. This is one of those places where people who want to be great at everything they do find a home here. People that want to be developed, people that want to be coached, people that want to be great in school, people that want to make sure not only that their football career, but the rest of their life is taken care of. Those are the guys who come to school here. And if you're one of those kind of people, then we want you. My UCLA experience was incredible. There's no other way I'd love to have it. The people here, they make you feel at home. It's a real family atmosphere, and we really mean that here. You have to come here, and anybody who comes on the visit here can vouch for us and tell you the same thing. Today you guys got a little bit of experience what it's like to be a Bruin. And like and subscribe if you guys want more content. This is actually an audition for us. We just want to do the tour for the rest of this stuff. So if you can make us a full-time member of this channel, we would love it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Say you love Jerry and Kam on this tour so we can do all these videos from now on. And hopefully we'll see you back soon.